You know, you really don't have to break the bank to build a seriously capable gaming PC. But here's the thing. For every dollar you manage to save, a new challenge seems to pop up. We're talking about everything from hunting down the right parts to, well, one critical mistake that could bring the whole project to a screeching halt.
So, the big question is, can a PC that costs around $400 really handle today's most demanding games? Well, we're going to find out by diving deep into a specific build. This whole machine is built around two, legendary budget champions, the AMD Ryzen 5 5500 processor and a used NVIDIA GTX 1660 Super. But does this dynamic duo still have the juice to keep up? Let's see.
All right, first things first, the blueprint. Let's break down the anatomy of this build. Putting together a modern gaming PC on a shoestring budget is all about making smart choices and some strategic compromises. So let's see exactly what parts were picked and why. Okay, take a look at this parts list. The whole strategy here is this really clever mix of new and used components. For example, the processor is a tray version. All that means is it comes without the standard cooler, which, hey, saves a little bit of cash. But the real secret sauce, the absolute cornerstone of this entire build, is that used GTX 1660 Super. Now look, buying used parts is always a bit of a gamble, right? But this card is famous for offering some of the best bang for your buck out there. It's the key that makes this whole budget-friendly build possible.
And the grand total comes out to just over 6.7 million rupiah. Now, for those of us stateside, that's about $415 US. That is firmly in the ultra budget-friendly zone. But the real question, the one we all want to know, is does it play like a $400 machine?
Okay, let's get to the proof, the real-world gauntlet. Because a cheap price tag means absolutely nothing if it can't run the games you want to play, right? So this PC is being thrown headfirst into a series of super demanding modern games, all at 1080p. Let's see how it holds up. First on the chopping block, the absolutely gorgeous God of War Ragnarok. Now get this, it's running on high settings, and to help it out, it's using FSR set to quality. Now, if you're not familiar, FSR is basically this cool tech that cleverly boosts your frame rate without making the game look blurry. And the result? It's shockingly smooth, even when the screen is just packed with explosions and all sorts of crazy visual effects. All right, next up, we're swinging through the massive city in Spider-Man Remastered. This game is famously tough on PCs, especially when you're zipping through the streets at high speed. And yet, this little budget build is holding a rock-solid 50 to 60 frames per second. But here's the kicker, the part that's just wild. It's doing this on ultra settings. Yeah, the highest possible graphics preset. Incredible. But what about the sequel, the much, much more demanding Spider-Man 2? Well, believe it or not, you can still get a totally playable experience. Now, you do have to get in there and tweak things a bit. A custom mix of low, medium, and high settings is the way to go. But honestly, the fact that this brand new, graphically intense game runs at all on this hardware is just wow. And this quote really just says it all, doesn't it? It handles even the most intense fights with heavy effects, delivering a smooth experience. This isn't a case of just barely scraping by on the lowest possible settings just so you can say the game runs. No. This little budget build is providing a legitimately fun, smooth 1080p gaming experience on some of the biggest games out right now. Okay, but the performance benchmarks, they don't tell the whole story. There's a catch. See, while all these parts work together perfectly on paper, a huge critical, physical problem was discovered during the build, one that almost stopped this whole project dead in its tracks. So here's what happened. The plan was to mount a nice 240mm liquid cooler radiator right up at the top of the case, for that clean, professional look. But that plan came to a grinding halt. Why? Because the case itself was just too narrow. The radiator and the fans literally collided with the heat sinks on the motherboard. There was no way to make it fit. It was physically impossible. And yeah, as you can imagine, this was super frustrating, and it led the builder to give a pretty strong warning. They said, I can't recommend this case if you want to install an AIO cooler. The bad design ruins the mood. And that's the key takeaway here. This specific case, while it's cheap, has a design flaw that just makes it a total non-starter if you want to use a top-mounted liquid cooler. It's a perfect example of how one single component choice can cause a massive headache. So, after seeing the amazing performance, but also that nearly catastrophic building mistake, what's the final verdict here? Is this sub-$450 PC worth it? Well, it's really a classic balancing act, isn't it? In the pros column, you're getting absolutely incredible value for 1080p gaming. And it's even strong enough for creative stuff like video editing. Plus, it's super power efficient, so it won't run up your electric bill. But on the con side, that's 6 gigabytes of VRAM. That's the graphics card's dedicated memory. It's starting to become a real limitation. Newer games just eat up VRAM for their high-quality textures, and this card is running right up against that limit. And of course, as we just saw, you have to be so careful to double-check that all your parts are actually going to fit together in the case you choose.
At the end of the day, this build is just a fantastic testament to what you can achieve on a tight budget if you're a smart shopper and a careful builder. It's proof positive that a great gaming experience doesn't have to cost a fortune, but it does leave us with one big, lingering question, doesn't it? In a world where games are getting more demanding by the day, for how much longer can a budget hero like the GTX 1660 Super really hold the line?
If you enjoy this video, please like, share, subscribe and hit the bell to the later update from my channel. Thank you for watching till the end and see you in the next video.